AskReddit by deleted. What are things racist people do that they don't think is racist? You look like you're mixed with something. It's so exotic. You look like you have something in you. A knife? A penis? A parasite? Mentioning someone's race when it's not pertinent to the story. Yep. I had a coworker who only included skin color when there was a problem. Like I had a great conversation with a guy behind me in line, if the guy was white. But at the mall the other day, this black girl was making a scene. My daughter, who is Mexican, went over to her friend's house to have dinner with their family. They had your normal American dishes while the mother specially made her Mexican food. Why do so many white people think they can eat food from anywhere, but that ethnic people only want to eat their own culture's food? Damn near everyone in the world is eating internationally now. This is a long one. I had a coworker when I was a manager in a major retailer. We were running a project that required third-party hiring. Well, in this team was a group of 7 POC who rode together for work. Whenever I was around, they were hardworking and quick to listen. But whenever I was at a different location or off for a few days, I would come back and this manager would brief me on how things went, and every time she would bring up how terrible and rude and lazy this group was, and when I would go out to the floor, they would greet me with things like "Thank God you're back, we were about to quit." It went on like this until one day I was coming back, halfway through shift, drive time, and the group was leaving, clearly pissed off. Said they couldn't stand her racist ass anymore. Apparently she accused them of being disrespectful and probably stealing like you people do. They ended. Yeah, only the least racist people say docky. Exclusion by inclusion. Example, I'm not racist, I like everyone, even black people. Doesn't matter if someone is black, brown, blue or normal, I'll treat them with respect. Trying to speak for and save black people like we're defenseless baby animals or something. I've had real nasty encounters with so many white saviors over the years, and they are a totally different beast than your bog standard racist because they really believe that they are on a pedestal and couldn't possibly be doing anything wrong. It's so hard to explain to them that they are doing more harm than good because they genuinely just cannot fathom themselves being wrong. All whilst being super vicious and relentless. Assuming any minority with nice things got them with government welfare, drug dealing, or all the money they save from not having to pay taxes, because they are illegal immigrants. I worked at a furniture store decades ago. Whenever a POC would come in and buy nice things, my boss would speculate as to whether they were a pro athlete or some kind of entertainer. Because of course there would be no other way for them to have money. I am ashamed to say that in my youth I did and said a lot of the things mentioned in these comments. Don't be ashamed by your past. Be proud of your growth. Say I don't have a racist bone in my body, but my body is 70% water and that shit is definitely racist. Thinking that saying "oh no I have a insert minority group here" friend gets them out of saying doing racist shit. My racist foster mom was accused of racism by her Korean coworker. Her boss told the coworker her Korean foster daughter would disagree with you. Nah, actually I wouldn't. That bitch racist. Genocide is usually carried out by people who don't think they are doing anything wrong. Everyone thinks they're in the right. No one wakes up and says "oh boy, another day of being stupid and wrong again." Edit. Actually, that's exactly what I say every morning. I get it. It was funny the first few times, but the same joke has been made a million times now and you don't need to make it again. Compliments that girl like, "You're so compliment for your race." My coworker gets "you pretty" for a dark-skinned girl and her reaction is basically the racism is coming from inside the house. Speaking for people of color, but getting pissed at people of color for speaking for themselves. The best recurring example of this in my experience is anytime Reddit rediscovers that Eskimo is considered a slur in Canada, but it's generally accepted as part of our native cultural identity in Alaska. Edit. I appreciate the comments. I will try to reply to all. Happy, Elizabeth Piratrovich Day! Deleted. My cousins are half black, so I can say N. Fetishize people by race and call it a compliment. Edit. Attraction is not the same thing as fetishization. Also, people who think you are dating someone solely because of their race. I've dated a few Asian women in the past few years, and now people I know will be like, oh, my friend is single, she's Asian, you would like her. I always have to explain that just because I've dated Asian women in the past doesn't mean I want to date anyone who is Asian. Refer to a black person as clean and groomed as if it's something rare and special. Every time a black person applied for a job at my old job, this old white lady who was involved in interviews would say he was clean and didn't have those dreads or something similar. Edit. I didn't expect to get so many replies, so here is some more context for the lady who used to sit in on the interviews. I never heard her refer to anyone white as clean or well groomed specifically. On multiple occasions after interviewing with a black candidate, she would say something like he could never be a technician and insert wealthy, a primarily white neighborhood name. The company itself had multiple HR complaints by technicians against her and another manager for inappropriate and racially insensitive issues. One of the managers she was friends with outside of work was reported for using the N-word at work, and management tried to sweep it under the rug until they were forced to fire the manager for shoving a Hispanic technician on a job site in front of customers. The customers saw it out of their window and reported it to corporate, so there was no way around it, and then he's so articulate. Qualifying any achievement with the person's race. That is low expectations, being surprised the person was able to achieve something despite of their race. Describing a particular member of minority group as one of the good ones. I was told I was one of the better black people. Like, TF does that mean? I'm not racist. I had a black friend back in high school, 52-year-old white woman. Or same woman reporting co-workers for speaking Spanish to each other at work, but no, she's not racist, SMH. I'm a black man. A red flag is when people say I'm well spoken. I get this too as an American-born Hispanic man. Wow, your Racistbehaviour English is so good, like bro, I'm a trash monolingual too, what was I supposed to speak? A lot of Americans, Asian Americans in my personal experiences, that's what I am, though I'm sure others do it too, have an American name that they go by in daily life, and it might even be their legal name that's separate from their Chinese, Indian etc. name. I don't blame people for getting curious when they find out the name they've always known me by isn't my legal name, and wanting to know my legal name, but it is fucking infuriating when they then try to call me by that name and insist that my American name is just a nickname or not my real name, like they get to define and name me over my own wishes. Edit. If you scroll down the replies to this comment, you may see a very soft mild case in point. Deleted. Trying to make things equal in a negative way. An example is a college school making segregated bathrooms for black people to have their own space. When you try to be so tolerant that you circle back around into racism. Say that they can't be racist because of their specific ethnicity. Newsflash, all walks of life can be racist. As my sainted mother used to say, trash comes in all colors. Say, you know I voted for Obama 2 times. Also heard in the movie Get Out. You're hot and I'm not normally into race, or you're hot for an race. I'm racist, but damn is always better because at least you're self-aware. When they say you sound white. So only white people can talk properly? Eater. I mean proper English, us. This one annoys the shit out of me. I'm Mexican, and when others who are also Mexican or even family, tells me this, it bothers me. My response is usually, then how do you sound? Deleted. I do care if someone's purple, green or yellow with pink polka dots. That means they've got some nasty shit and I don't want it to go to me. Wakanda jokes. Girl in my class kept making joke about it during a Black History Month presentation toward the woman on stage. Telling someone to go back to where they came from. Seriously, Mexicans and other Latinos I feel have taken the brunt of this type of racism. Obviously everybody has faced it and it's more nationalism than racism, which is really stupid because for a lot of Mexicans, they didn't cross the border. The border crossed them. Go back to your country. Where are you really from? Pressing the question of someone's ethnicity or country of origin when they clearly don't want to bring it up.